Welcome back, everybody! Today is another command block tutorial, and I haven't done one of these in a while. This time, I'm doing it with my voice. So cool! And I'm going to be showing you how to make a super cool command particle effect. If you've seen by the thumbnail or the image I'm showing you on screen right now, we're going to be making something like that. And we're going to be going real in depth. It's going to be much better than the short image. So, first thing first. You need an armor stand, you need an anvil, and you're going to give your armor stand the name of 2. Then we're going to run these commands over here. Execute as @e name is equal to 2 @s run tp @s squiggle 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 10. Then we're going to run execute as @e name is equal to 2 @s run summon armor stand quote 1 quote arrow 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 10. The quote is necessary. The quotes are necessary. So once we turn this on, we'll summon another armor stands, and they'll each have the name 1. Then we'll use this command right here. Execute as @e name is equal to 1 @s run tp @s squiggle 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 facing @e name is equal to 2. This will make all the armor stands face this one. Now we technically don't need this anymore, so we can smash it. Now we're going to use our normal command block with our button to use tp @e name is equal to 1 squiggle 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 -20, which will place it right over there. Now we're going to use the same commands that we used in the short, which if you haven't watched it yet, I'll tell you the commands. Execute @e name is equal to 1 run particle Minecraft lava particle arrow 9 arrow 25 arrow. Then execute as @e name is equal to 1 @s run tp @s squiggle 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 5. Then our final command, which is going to be execute as @e name is equal to 1 @s run tp @s arrow 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 1. Then over here we have a bonus command, which is to give them invisibility effect @e name is equal to 1 invisibility 1 1. We'll turn that on. I'll make them all invisible. Now, allow me to real quick use command /time set midnight, and we'll get this lovely effect. It's quite stunning. And now we're going to go even more in depth. Now, let me show you music real quick. Now I'm going to describe what parts or each part of the command does. So, let me set the time to, we'll leave it at time. Now, I'll explain these commands first. So when we have our buddy 2 over here, actually, let me just go ahead and remove our armor stands by doing /kill @e. We place our armor stand right here, and we give them the name 2. Now if we go to this command block, actually, no, this first. Over here, execute as @e name is equal to 2 @s run tp @s squiggle 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 10. The squiggles over here are to where it's gonna TP armor stand. This one we won't be messing with any of these. The last squiggle at the end over here where it says squiggle 10, that's how much it's gonna rotate. How fast. You can also adjust the tick rate for the rotations. If we exit this, down here in the corner we can set a delay in ticks, but we won't be messing with that in this command. Over here, when you do execute as @e, well, I'm not going to read them all over again, but down by the quotations 1, these quotes will give the armor stands the name 1, and like the arrow arrow 10 is how far. Pretty much, instead of usually when you use the squiggles or whatever the symbol is called, you'll place it within the y x axis of pretty much where it is on its coordinate plane, I guess. But the arrows will place it pretty much in the plane of where it's facing. So when I do arrow 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 10, it'll place it directly corresponding to the, I believe that's the z axis on where it's facing. So let's say if I use the squiggles 10 and I was facing this way, It'd still appear over there. But if I do the arrow 10, it's gonna appear in front of me. It's a little hard to explain because I'm not the best at understanding this stuff, and that's the pretty much simplified way of saying it. Now over here, execute, blah blah blah, face. Pretty much, this will make our armor stands with the name 1. Every single one of them face our armor stand with the name 2. Run TPS squiggle 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 facing, and instead of using the arrows, we're using the armor stand's name, so they all face that armor stand. Very simple, very fun. You can also, well, I'll show you something real quick. I think it would work. And now, if we run these once again, let's go ahead and get all our armor stands and make them face the center guy. Get them over there. Voila. Now I'm gonna go ahead and explain these commands. Now over here we have our particle command. These can be adjusted, and well, you can move the particles. These are gonna be the ones we're gonna be messing with the most. So if I change the 25 to 10, that's gonna bring the particle effect much lower. Let's see, I might have to separate these, or well, I'll go ahead and finish adjusting them first. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna show you all some particle options. So here's a particle we're using, the Minecraft lava particle. Great particle, looks nice, it glows. Over here's another particle, but I probably won't be using any of the ones that aren't glowing. But here's an Enrod particle, Minecraft Enrod. Here's a lava drip particle. Here's a flame particle, basic flame particle, Minecraft lava drip particle, and the one we're going to be using right now is going to be Minecraft Sonic Explosion, which I think looks great. So if we go over here and replace Minecraft lava particle with Sonic Explosion and adjust the 9 to, let's double it, change it to 18, change 10 to 5. This is going to change the pretty much coordinates of the particles correlating to the armor stands. I believe that's the right way to say it. Now if we go over here, this is how fast our armor stands are going to be rotating. TPS squiggle 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 5. That's how fast our armor stands will pretty much spin around. So if we want them to spin any faster or slower, let's go ahead and double this to 10. And our last command, which is TPS, pretty much facing that direction, let's move the 1 to the middle. And if we go preview, not just this here or there, it doesn't really matter, but let's change this to 0.1. And if we once again activate our command, it's gonna look like this. Much different, but wow, doesn't it look amazing? That's pretty much the basics of how to get this effect. That's nice. Now we can adjust this, like I said, many ways. If I go ahead and click our command to reset it, they'll all go back there. We can change, let's change that instead of 18, we'll change it to 5. We'll put it, let's start with 10 above the armor stands. And you know what, matter of fact, we'll also add 5 to our Z-axis. Real sweet. Now, go over here, we'll make them rise faster. We'll, quintuple the speed, and we'll make them rotate slower. We'll drop it down to 3. And matter of fact, we'll even make them move a little bit faster. So now, we'll get this effect instead. Wow. That's a crazy effect, right? And it's rising. But, like I said, or if we don't want them to rise, we can bring all these guys back down, pull them back to the middle, go back here, and instead of having them rise, we can just increase the number of this, change this to 30. And we'll go back here. And instead of having them teleport 0.5 of a block, we just won't have them teleport up at all. And the effect will be constantly right there. And wow, it looks amazing. So now if we click on this, reset them once again. Let's see, what's another way we could adjust this? How about we make it rotate the opposite direction? Which actually, this isn't the right place to stop by. Let's double that. And actually, how do I do this? If I make them rotate TPIS school 3, then we change this. Ooh, how does this work then? Okay, I remember. So we change this to, let's do 5. Then we'll go over here. We'll change this to 90. We'll set a delay of, let's do 6 ticks. And then we flick it again. Ooh, that's really fast. But there might just be too many timestamps. So, let me just go ahead and get rid of all these guys. And the fastest way I know to do that is do slash kill. Now if we have, shoot, it's hard to, okay. Let's go ahead and just change the name of this to 1. So it was single guy. And if I'm correct, we should be able to activate it, and it should make a square. Yep, makes a square shape. How delightful. If we want the square to be any bigger, we can just increase this. Voila. Pretty nice, right? And if I turn this on, put him over here. Now, instead of having, let's just go ahead and get 4 of these guys real quick. Name them all 1. Now, I won't be resetting them. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, screw it. Let's do that. And we flick the lever, we should get that effect. Wait, okay, never mind. For a second, I thought it was going to look like a certain symbol. That wasn't going to be close call. But we can also make other shapes using this. Pretty much any shape that you can know the angle of. Like, let's change it to from 190 to, I believe, 270. And it should make, no. 120, I believe, 120. We should get triangles. Yep. Wow. Any shape you can make with this, by the way. So, if we change it to 45, I forgot what this is, like, octagon? Yep. No, it's a, is it octagon? I believe it's octagon. Yeah. Pretty nice, right? Once again, we can always, make it smaller. We can just increase the tick rate. We want it a half the size. Half the tick delay. Let's bring them all back down over here. Look, plenty of octagons. Isn't that great? That's pretty much to sum it up with how this works. You can easily look up any particle list you want to find the names of these, but that's pretty much all I have to show you for this command. If you want any further detail, I can always make a part 2. And if you want more command block tutorials like this, let me know. The video's gotten plenty long already. I believe that is all for today. Once again, I thank y'all for coming around. Okay? Goodbye!